Saying. I have a few minutes and I just kind of want to just explain this really quickly. I actually didn't really think anyone would watch that last video that I posted about like how your worth isn't dictated by someone else. Some people commented, they're like, this is embarrassing. Separating yourself from black men is something. Here's the thing, and I've learned this through my own will. This is like nothing, it's not woke or like anything, but be serious here. Like, my parents, two, like a man and a woman had me, and now I'm born, and my name is Olivia, and like I have a story about like a grandmother and like a brother, all these things that are part of my story. But those things are not a part of your story because like you're not me, only I'm me. So that we have to like start there. Like, your story isn't my story. And also, like, I'm female, I'm not a black male. So I used to feel this like story of like, I used to identify with the story of like, oh, the oppression of all black people is my story. But then I had to like, after going to Africa and then just meeting more African people, realizing that Africa is a continent with like 56 countries and all the culture is very different in every country. It does have a lot of culture. There's a lot of black people there. All the black people are not even similar or the same. A lot of them don't get along. There's a lot of like problems. There's a lot of good things, right? And so black Americans as well, like every family has their own story, which is not my story. I mean, this is my channel. I've been coming on here telling parts of my story, which maybe I could do a better job of like organizing it if you care to see it. But like, I don't think I'm not embarrassed about anything I said or anything I did. I used to feel that. I used to feel shameful because of things like purity politics or the way that what some male said. But like, when I think back to it now, it doesn't matter. Like, it just really what anyone said, a male, a female, a dog, a cat, it doesn't matter. Like, if I compromised some of my morals, or if I didn't, if I took action, if I didn't, if I succeeded or if I failed, the only thing that matters is how I feel about that, what I do about that, how I personally processed it. Like, sometimes I've made mistakes. Sometimes I haven't made mistakes. Like, sometimes I've literally succeeded and failed at the same time, as in like, I had done all the things that I was like supposed to do to get somewhere, and I still like didn't get there for a number of reasons. And I used to think that everything was like, it was all my fault. And like, I couldn't, like, it was like the woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. And to an extent, like, I will say comparatively, that made me realize that it's just way harder as a black woman, and that I had to like humanize myself first. Like, I couldn't racialize myself before I humanized myself. So the person who commented to say like, oh, well, black men, something. If you're a black woman watching this channel, I've heard that rhetoric a lot because like I have a brother, he's black, right? And I used to feel all this empathy for him, and like all the things that he would say, I would be like, oh, well, this is our struggle. And then like, I hit a rough patch, right? And like, my brother didn't give a shit at all. Like, there wasn't one token of empathy. Like, he didn't feel like, oh, I should try to make it like better for it wasn't in our struggle anymore. It was just me. It was like me and my struggle. And he literally was like, fuck you. And I got that over and over from like black men who were just like, fuck you. I feel like Mona Leo's album is saying the same thing. Black men were like, fuck you. Like, I don't care what you're going through. Like, your problems aren't as big as our problems. Like, the black problem, I don't know. What is the black problem? This is America. Like, I can do what I want with my dollar, and you can do what you want with your dollar. So I'm not really sure what the black problem is, right? Like, all black people don't have the same problem. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking about? That's who would have that individual problem. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Like, I just feel like I have separated myself from black men because, first of all, I'm not a man. Like, I'm just not. So like, and that's always been a thing for me. Like, I've tried to understand the male experience from listening to my brother and like listening to my cousins and like male friends and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, first of all, like this is just something that I've observed by being in the world. Like, it isn't all, but there's like a sector of like successful white men, like not even like that successful, just like men who know how to like live in a civilized society, mostly like America or Europe, and they're mostly white men here, but there's some black men and men of other races who know how to do it too. But they just kind of have like a code of ethics, just like a way to generally behave, because they want to make society better for themselves and thus other people. I personally haven't seen that code of ethics in the black male community. And there is not really a black male community. There's like individual black males who have done or not done certain things. Most of the time it's like not done, like not work, not contribute to their families, not take care of their families, not pay for things, not be respectful to women in general, right? It's like all these things where it's just kind of like all of his inaction. I thought it was funny, like, last night, Bia posted something where she's like, can you believe Erykah Badu had to reach down in her pocket and pay for some man? Remember when she made the song Tyrone or whatever? I have an uncle named Tyrone, so when I was growing up, I literally thought the song was about him. But yeah, there's a lot of Tyrones, and the Tyrones are the black males, and like that. I mean, like, that's just Erykah Badu's story is just one story, but I mean, I thought that story was interesting because you could hear that story over and over again. Like, go talk to some black women. There's a black woman I work with right now. Like, her baby daddy is a Tyrone. He just lays on the couch all day, plays the video games. He doesn't work. He refuses to work, actually. So he doesn't pay for the kids at all. She pays for everything. I mean, this black woman, she doesn't even have a car. She, walks to work. She doesn't even take the bus because the bus doesn't go to her neighborhood. And I think they live in, like, a public housing or something. And, he just doesn't do anything. He, refuses to take care of his own family as he, watches video games and then goes back to live with his mother, who also lives in public housing. And, who's going to care? Where are the black men who are out here supporting him and trying to get him to do better? They don't exist. They don't, because that's not a single story. I've heard this story before. This is the common narrative. So to the black males who are commenting, blah, 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 I'm the problem, separating myself from the community or whatever, there ain't no community, first of all. I've made a lot of videos about that. You could literally search it. Olivia, there's no black community. I've made videos about this. And then secondly, black women don't even have the space to be women. Go watch my other video about Summer Walker's Hard Life, and maybe go watch the lyric video for yourself. Listen to Mona Leo's album, right, about how no dude has ever bought her anything. No nigga has ever bought her anything. Anything. Y'all hate black women, and it's okay, because let me just be the one black woman who says it back. I hate you too.